Hello and welcome to our daily bulletin broadcast from Hanoi, and coming up next are the top stories. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc attends China ASEAN Expo in Nanning City. Vietnam earns $1.76 billion from cashew nut exports in 8 months. Canadian diplomats show love for Vietnamese culture by singing duet love. The 13th China ASEAN Expo and China ASEAN Business and Investment Summit opened in Nanning City, Guangxi on September 11. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc of Vietnam, the honorary country at this year's event, and Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli co-chaired the opening ceremony. With the participation of nearly 2,700 businesses from ASEAN nations and China, the annual expo has a total area of 130,000 square meters, featuring 5,800 pavilions. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc highlighted the advantages and potentials for cooperation between ASEAN and China, affirming the expos and summits have contributed greatly to the enhancement of ASEAN-China strategic partnership. He said, as the honorary country, Vietnam has participated in this year's expo with 137 enterprises who are displaying their products at 237 pavilions, covering a total area of 5,000 square meters. The Prime Minister noted that once cooperating with Vietnam, foreign businesses would have an opportunity to access markets accounting for 2/3 of the world population and 3/4 of the global GDP, as Vietnam have joined 12 free trade agreements and is negotiating 4 others. He added that, as an active member of ASEAN, Vietnam always supports ASEAN-China cooperation and stands ready to act as a bridge between the two sides. For his part, Chinese Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli recalled cooperation activities between China and ASEAN in the recent years and proposed policies and orientations for future cooperation, stressing the enhancement of political trust as a firm foundation for bilateral economic and trade ties. Vietnam's pavilions are expected to attract from 80,000 to 100,000 visitors during the course of the 4-day expo. Later on the same day, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc chaired a roundtable dialogue with chief executive officers of leading Chinese businesses. At the event, Prime Minister Phúc briefed the participants about Vietnam's socio-economic situation and its potentials and opportunities for foreign investors, including those from China. He told the business people that Vietnam has signed 12 free trade agreements and is conducting negotiations on 4 other deals. The country has set up economic and trade ties with 224 countries and territories worldwide. Regarding foreign investment, Prime Minister Phúc noted Vietnam is now home to 21,000 projects with a combined registered capital amount of $300 billion from over 100 countries and territories. China has invested in 1,500 projects worth $11 billion in Vietnam, ranking 9th among the foreign investors. Two-way trade exceeded $66 billion last year and amounted to $38.2 billion in the first 7 months of 2016. Prime Minister Phúc affirmed that the government of Vietnam is determined to build an open and transparent business environment for all enterprises, both at home and from abroad, with the motto of considering investors' successes as Vietnam's successes. In the lead-up to the Full Moon Festival on September 11, Vice President Đặng Thị Ngọc Thịnh and representatives of the National Fund for Vietnamese Children visited and presented gifts to disadvantaged kids in the central province of Quảng Trị. The delegation handed over 100 scholarships, each worth 1.2 million Vietnam đồng, to pupils who were infected with Agent Orange dioxin. They also presented scholarships each worth 1 million Vietnam đồng to 100 poor pupils in coastal localities. In addition to the scholarships, the pupils were donated gifts each worth 500,000 Vietnam đồng to enjoy the upcoming Full Moon Festival, which falls on September 15. The gifts are expected to encourage the poor children to continue pursuing their study. Earlier, the delegation offered incense in commemoration of fallen soldiers at Cheongsu National Cemetery, Road 9 National Cemetery, and Guangxi Ancient Citadel. The State Bank of Vietnam has announced that credit rose 9.09% from the end of 2015 to August 23rd, most of them poured into production and priority fields set by the government. Lending for agriculture and rural development was estimated at nearly $900 trillion by August, up 6.64% from late 2015. Accounting for nearly 18% of the total outstanding loans of the economy. By August 15th, 4 state-owned commercial banks signed credit contracts worth $6.57 trillion to build 590 new fishing boats and upgrade 73 others. By the end of the second quarter this year, 540 dialogues were held in all 63 cities and provinces nationwide between banks and businesses to seek ways clearing difficulties in debt payment facing more than 50,000 firms and 120,000 other debtors, including cooperatives and household businesses. New loans committed by banks in the period totaled more than $800 trillion to businesses, marking a fourfold increase from the late 2014, with interest ranging from 6 to 9% per annum for short-term loans and 9 to 11% per year for long-term ones. Fishermen affected by unusual fish deaths in the central coastal provinces of Hà-Tĩnh, Quảng Bình, Guangxi, and Thừa Thiên Huế are enabled to enjoy interest waiver and reduction. By August 15th, banks offered new loans worth nearly $300 billion to more than 3,700 affected fishermen. Vietnam shipped 34,000 tons of cashew nuts abroad in August, earning $277 million. The figure brought the total export volume in 8 months to 225,000 tons with a value of $1.76 billion, up 5% in volume and 12.7% in value against the same period last year. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, cashew nuts were exported during the first 7 months of this year at an average price of $7,746 per ton, up 6.5% over the same period last year. The US, Netherlands, and China remained the 3 largest importers of Vietnam cashew nuts, accounting for 33.4%, 13.5%, and 13.1% of the total export value, respectively. Markets with high import growth in the period included Israel, the UK, China, the Netherlands, Germany, and Italy. The ministry also reported that Vietnam imported 156,000 tons of raw cashew nuts worth $239 million in August. Totally, 725,000 tons of cashew nuts were imported in 8 months, which cost $842 million, up 3.7% in volume but down 5.4% in value. The capital city of Hanoi is working on a plan to promote its tourism potentials on the U.S. cable news network CNN. The following report will bring more details. A representative of Hanoi's People's Committee said promoting Hanoi tourism on CNN is an effective initiative and necessary move to promote, introduce, and attract foreign tourists to the city. The target of the tourism promotion plan is to attract both domestic and foreign tourists to Hanoi, encourage them to stay longer and spend more, and raise the rate of holidaymakers revisiting the capital city. The committee, along with the Municipal Tourism Department and other agencies, will pilot the creation of a logo and instruction posts of tourism products within Hanoi, Bachang Pottery Village, and Vạn Phúc Sing Village. CNN is an American cable and satellite television channel available in over 212 countries and territories. A music video with the Canadian ambassador to Vietnam, his spouse and embassy staff singing Vietnamese duet Người ơi đừng về has become an internet sensation. Join us to learn about the people behind this interesting video.
Nói về thôi ngắn
We are looking at the heartwarming image of Canadian ambassador to Vietnam, David Devine, in a traditional Vietnamese robe and turban. Around him are his wife, embassy staff, and Vietnamese singer Dong Dương. The beautiful voices are harmonizing.
We always had a love of, for me, appreciation of music. And we have a medium, a social medium, where there's a lot of music videos that are distributed to a wide number of people. So in addition to wanting to talk about how much we appreciated Vietnamese culture and traditions, we also wanted to use a medium that was perhaps a little bit different, to get our message across through music, Vietnamese music, to be able to get our message across about diversity, about our love for culture and music. It was a very unique way of doing it.
Tôi rất là xúc động khi mà
I was really moved by my Canadian friends' passion in practicing and performing the song. Their genuine appreciation of the Vietnamese culture was the thing that moved me the most.
cũng như là trong việc thể hiện cái ca khúc này.
Spending 2 weeks practicing Quan Họ singing Vietnamese love duet during lunch breaks under the guidance of singer Dong Dương helped the ambassador, his wife, and embassy staff learn the beautiful song.
It's difficult because it's tonal, and English speakers are not used to tonal. It's very, very different for them to be able to speak. You have different pitches on what seems to be the same word, so you have a different word, a different meaning for something that looks exactly the same, except for a little indicator. Of our Vietnamese colleagues came in, they would say, no, it's not noi oi, it's noi oi, no đằng về. So you would see different sorts of things that you would learn in the language itself, and it was really a wonderful experience to be able to go through.
The music video plays the images of traditional pieces of Vietnamese culture, including ropes, couplets, monochord, and tàu hà figurines. To David Devine, who is living his post in Vietnam, the song, whose name is translated into Please Stay, is his farewell to the country that has been part of his life for the last 3 years.
For me, Vietnam is part of my life now. I spent 3 years here. I've met many people. I think I've come to understand more about the Vietnamese people, culture, their traditions, so Vietnam is, when we leave Vietnam, this will not certainly be the end of Vietnam. It will be for me, hopefully a start.
The music video indicates the Canadian friends' respect for Vietnamese culture. It is a wonderful present our witnessed foreign diplomats sing our familiar love duets. And that has come to the end of our program. Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.